I got a new modification that I did to it. What's up everybody, I'm Brian from I Want Tesla and I've got a fun video for you. This was inspired by someone I saw online, big YouTube channel that makes stuff. It's Bob from I Like to Make Stuff. He's a really great maker, not so much a carpenter. I mean, he is a carpenter, but he has got a channel where he makes pretty much everything. He's really into robotics, he's really into 3D printers and things like that. He made his own car horn for his vehicle. There's one thing about a car, there's only two ways to communicate with the people on the outside of the car. You have a turn signal and you have a horn. Turn signal tells you which direction you're going, or tells the other people which direction you're going. But a horn is really the only way to tell people, excuse me, you're in my lane, I'm right behind you, or I'm pissed off at you. But there's only one noise with that. So there needs to be almost two horns, a friendly horn and an a-hole horn. So what I've done, I've created, with their video, I've adapted something I think an electric car needs. Months ago, Eric out in Denver, he was getting his car wrapped and he noticed there was a speaker grill in the front of the car. Well, in September, which is now, an electric car is supposed to emit a noise when it's going slow, under I think it's 19 miles an hour. Because these cars are so quiet, people don't know that you're there. I don't know how many times this has happened to you, but you're going through a parking lot, say at a Target or something. Yeah, I'm not trying to brag, I was at Target. And people just walk down the middle of the aisle with their shopping cart because they don't hear a gasoline motor behind them. This way you can have a noise, a little beep, a friendly beep, or something even more fun to let people know that you're there. They can move over a little bit. Or say you're pulling in somewhere, they don't see you, you can give them a friendly nod, or if you just want to have some fun, some goofy fun, which I guess that's a lot like me. So I'm gonna install this in the car. You can install this however you'd like. Some of these projects I do, not too many people do, which I'm fine with. I'm really fine with. It's me, it's what I like to do. Like my ski pass-through. I only know one other person that did it. I want you to send me some pictures because I think there's only two of us out there. This is kind of gonna be like that as well. I'm gonna put the speaker up front. Everything else is gonna be on the inside. I'll show you what it looks like at the end, all put together. Because it's so close quarters and dark, you're not gonna really see much. So this is the whole setup. Now this is all gonna be in the car. Obviously these are the buttons and that's the horn, but most of the guts are inside of this. This is just a container that some of the tools for my wrap came in. This is the power supply. This is just a cigarette lighter that plugs into the center console cigarette lighter, or power outlet I should say, and it just splits it into two. One of them is powering a small amp. This is only a 2-channel amp. And the other one is powering a step down from 12 volts down to 5 volts, which goes into a bunch of spaghetti mess here. Actually, it goes into a little circuit board here via USB micro, I believe, and then a headphone jack coming out, which feeds into the amp. From there, the amp runs to the speaker. This is just a 15 watt 8 ohm speaker that you would have like in one of the, like an alarm system in the car. So what happens is, this is powered by the center console, which powers up this circuit board. This powers up this amp as well, which feeds power. These buttons are just grounding out the sounds that I put to these individual buttons. I'm gonna put this in the center console, and when I push a button, a noise will come out of that speaker. What's really nice is you can adjust the volume, and it's just one speaker wire coming out. So everything is going to be inside the car except for this speaker wire. That's going to run in front of the car, in front of the front wheel, pretty much where the factory noise is going to be in the new cars. But I'm going to have really cool sounds. Everyone else is just going to have an annoying hum at 19 miles an hour. I can do this whenever I want to. And I can reprogram these for whatever I want. I soldered everything together, and if you're afraid of soldering, I would not do this. Once you get all the pieces, there is ways to plug and play everything. It's just in a car, you want things soldered so they don't come loose. So I'm going to take all this and put it in the car. This is not really a how-to video. because this is very intimidating for a lot of people. But if you understand electronics and you understand soldering, just by that alone, that image, you can figure out how to do this. And you can place it wherever you'd like to. I originally wanted to put it in the armrest of the center console, but I couldn't figure out how to get that leather off of that top piece to drill holes into it. Yeah, I said drill holes. So it's probably better off I didn't do that. All right, so I've got it installed in the car. I've got the buttons inside here. I got the speaker up front. I've got it plugged in here, and I'm just going to show you what the sounds are. That's why you're outside of the car, because it comes out, the noise comes from outside the car, not inside. Here's the first beep. This is a friendly beep, so if you're coming up to somebody that's not getting out of your way, you can give them this little beep. It's just a quick noise to let them know, and it doesn't sound like this. That's like loud and obnoxious, and that's a little too much. And then we also have, when you're shutting down the car, you can actually, when you're getting out, you can kind of turn it down. This right here is when you're taking off. Say there's a group of people there, they see the car, you want to take off, you can just hit this button and start moving. That's the Jetsons car taking off. Of course it was electric, it wasn't gasoline. And then there's also, that's the little Apple Pay sound when you pay with your phone. Then there's some really fun ones. A different type of beep if you want to let someone know that you're there. Just a quick little thing, and that might be even better than this one. But that's a fun one. And this is also, kids love this. I love doing this in the parking lot, kids in the neighborhood. I tried getting video of this, but kids are always usually to the side. Really, kids aren't really in front of you, but kids absolutely love that. They hear that and they see an electric car, because kids get Teslas, and then they go crazy over it. Then there's also another Windows. So these are really fun. People really like them. But let me show you where I put everything. So the speaker is mounted right in front of the wheel. Bob? See, now Bob's trying to talk back to me. He doesn't like the noises I put in him. But the speaker is put right on the, facing straight down, so it's going to bounce off of the ground. I don't know if you can see a shot of it. Probably not. I'll try to throw a shot into it. What I did, I drilled some holes through the floor, a lot like what Tesla is doing with the new cars. And I zip tied the speaker facing straight down. So the noise will go straight down, but the water should shoot right across it. If water does get up in there, gravity's going to take over and it's going to fall straight back down. I then ran the wire up. I found an access panel. There's a little rubber grommet right about here on the firewall. I poked through that. There's two orange lines there, but you have to be really careful of those. But I poked right next to it and ran the speaker wire inside. That's the only thing that's outside of the car, is the speaker and the speaker wire that runs inside. Inside the car, the speaker wire comes from here and right into the center console. Inside the center console, I have a cigarette lighter. That cigarette lighter with the two power outlets here, feeding in through here and popping through the side of the glove box. And inside the glove box, I have the amp along with controller. You can see that the circuit board is there and the buttons are right here. You push a button and they make noise. I kept this out because it was easier to hold when I was trying to drive around, trying to get people's reactions. I set up a GoPro, but it was really hard to get people's reactions. No one was really in front of me, and I was driving and pushing the button at the same time. I needed another person. So most of the kids and everything were next to us, and everyone was next to us, and there was great reactions. I loved it, especially the kids with the R2-D2. But again, it was really hard to get people's reactions. I had one guy in front of me. I hit the button for him to move. He didn't even do anything. He didn't care. He might have had AirPods in. He didn't hear anything. He obviously didn't hear the car. This is a fun, great idea. I saw it on YouTube. There's a link down below. The first link is to the video that I saw from Bob, I Like to Make Stuff. And it wasn't very expensive for everything. The circuit boards, there's not too many circuit boards for sale on Amazon. They're only like 25 bucks, but there's different options as far as the power adapters. The music that you put on there, or the sounds that you put on there, is just a WAV file. I just went to a bunch of different websites, found a bunch of different noises. The ones that I couldn't find in WAV form, I used a converter on the computer and converted them to a WAV format, and then you just put them right onto the chip. And Bob has a great video on showing how to do that. Super simple. And so you can change these out anytime. I can take that box inside, plug it into the computer, and change those noises however I'd like. So I may be doing that. If you're a tinkerer out there and you like doing stuff like this, you'll have a blast doing this. Check out the links on Amazon. It wasn't much at all. I mean, I think the circuit board was the most expensive thing at 25 bucks. And a lot of the other stuff you probably have. So thanks for watching. But as always, stay awesome, stay positive, and I'll catch you next time. And subscribe to the channel while you're at it, because you're awesome. Just hit subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.